Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you guys want to check out my social media or check out a badass kick-ass original story, check out the links down in the description below. Hope you enjoy the video. So Stanley Kubrick is my favorite filmmaker of all time. Favorite film director. He's the one I know the most about. He's the one I've done the most research on. And in the past few years, he's the one that's inspired me the most. I think Stanley Kubrick's the shit. That's just, my opinion. I think he's awesome. Well, there was a film that he made. It was his first ever film, and he did not want anybody to watch it. And that's one of the reasons why I never checked it out, believe it or not. And the reason being, which I won't spend, long talking about this, but I wrote a book. It was my first ever book. I wish I never knew. I spent like maybe 4 or 5 years writing it. Took a trip across the United States for inspiration. I mean, the book meant a lot to me, but I removed it off Amazon because I didn't want anybody to read it because I felt like I could do it better, and I can do it better, and that's what I'm planning on doing. And I understand where he's coming from, and that is a hard thing to do. That's a hard thing to, have to tell people. And I can understand where he's coming from with Fear and Desire. Seriously, I get it, and watching it, I definitely get it. And also, too, another reason why I never checked it out was because it was too hard to find, to get into. I know that they had a version on YouTube that was like maybe an hour and 30 minutes. I think it was an hour and 30 minutes. Maybe it was an hour and 13. And that's way longer than what this one is. This one's like 60 minutes. So yeah, it's a short film, and yeah, I do have some things I want to say about it because pretty interesting. Now, this is the Library of Congress 35 millimeter archival thing. I don't know. It's just I've never seen anything like it, so it looks pretty bland when you look at it. I don't know if that's what they meant to go for, but like, I mean, I don't know. Seems pretty cool. Now, what this film is about is it's pretty much the way I interpreted it. I mean, if it tells you anything, I had to interpret things as soon as I started watching it. It seems like a plane crashed, and these guys that are a part of the military, they don't really specify what country they're in. I think they're on an island. What war they're fighting for. It's really basic, and I guess for your first cinematic effort, I kind of understand that. I do get it. Well, the plane crashes, and they're on their way to try to find, I guess, something to build a raft so they can get somewhere. Guess they found another plane, and pretty much they kind of go crazy, or at least one of them goes crazy. And it's so bizarre and it's so odd. Now, one thing that I will say, and also too, this is coming from experience, and I'm kind of jealous of this film, in a way. Uh, one thing that I've struggled with, me and my team have struggled with when we make films is audio, which that's going to be fixed because we're definitely doing something about that this month actually. But audio, yeah, the audio in this did not sound bad at all. I could tell a lot of it was dubbing. That's just kind of how it was, I guess. But yeah, the audio's not that bad. The acting, like I said, I'm not going to hinder somebody, for their first. I'm pretty sure this might have been a lot of these people's first acting experience, or at least one of their first. But it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't enough to stray me away from the characters or anything. It was just it was kind of okay. And there's a lot of silly moments. There's a lot of moments that I could tell that they were wanting to be serious. Because the reason why I say they and not Stanley Kubrick is because yeah, Stanley Kubrick, he directed this film. He was cinematographer and editor too, but it's not his screenplay. I don't believe. I think somebody else wrote the screenplay, and you could tell that there were some times where this film was supposed to be really serious, but it just didn't feel serious at all. I mean, it made me laugh. I laughed at a few parts, and I don't think that was meant to happen. So yeah, it is just you're not going to get much. I mean, that's why this is going to be a short review. It's only 60 minutes. You're not going to get much. There's really not much to take from it. It's more of just it, really the only way that I can recommend checking this film out is if you're just starting to get into filmmaking. This would be a great film to watch. I'm also going to check out Christopher Nolan's The Following. I really do like to see debut films, especially low budget debut films of these directors. And yep, this film itself is just, if you're a Stanley Kubrick fan, it is definitely worth watching. Now, did I like this film? I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I did not really care too much for Fear and Desire. That's just my opinion. I didn't really care too much for it. And the reason being is because I have films like Barry Lyndon and Clockwork Orange. I have films like Full Metal Jacket, The Shining, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Doctor Strangelove, The Killing. I mean, I have films like that to compare this with. and that's not good. Now, if I watched this film by, say, just somebody that I didn't know, you know, just a filmmaker from back in the 50s, I might have been a little bit, you know, less harsh on it. But where this is coming from Stanley Kubrick, and this is, you know, one of the last films I've watched. There's only 2 films that I've not watched from Stanley Kubrick, and he's my favorite director of all time. So, and this was one of them. And the one film that I have left is Lolita, and I've actually had Lolita in the movie pile for the longest time ever. I'm just kind of savoring it. I guess how there's a story of this girl that's savoring the Last Office episode. She doesn't watch the Last Office episode. She just watches all the other ones, stops at the last one, and then goes back and watches it because she doesn't want it to be over. That's really how I've been feeling about it. I haven't watched Lolita, and oddly enough, that's the last one. I mean, out of all of them, Lolita, right? I mean, couldn't it have been something else? But Fear and Desire, like I said, you can get it. You can find it on YouTube probably. I would maybe recommend that because I think this cost me like $20. I'm not going to say it's worth $20. I think it actually cost me more than $20. But anyway, Stanley Kubrick's Fear and Desire. If you guys have seen it, what did you guys think of it down in the comments below? But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you guys did, leave a thumbs up, maybe subscribe. Hope you guys are staying safe wherever you're at, and I'll see you guys next time.